You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail. Here we go again. So Nick Saban is upset at the NIL, name, image, and likeness deals that players are getting to get paid for their playing services when they're at these universities when they were playing for free, and the coaches was getting paid a gang of money. So somehow Travis Hunter is like the number one prospect. He's a cornerback and receiver, actually. And he was going to go to Florida State, but guess what? He wound up going to Jackson State with Coach Prime, right? Which, if you're a cornerback, you would love to be coached by Prime, And Nick Saban, people forget, he's a defensive back coach. So, guess what? He takes a little shot at Prime because, he heard in the newspaper that Travis Hunter got $1 million, and Travis Hunter like, I got $1 million, and my mom's still living in where she living. Yeah, that's crazy. And Prime like, whatever, man. So Coach Prime, I should have said Coach Prime. Sorry. And now we got to do this Why So Serious game again. And part of this, there's a business implication, there's a competition implication, there's a racial implication. Business-wise, I put the business and competition together. Business-wise, competition-wise, one of the things Nick Saban has a problem with is how is Alabama going to compete with Texas, California, and Florida? That was in the article. Like, you got to understand something. Texas got big pockets. California got big pockets or big market. Florida, them boosters ain't playing. So when you were able to get so much talent from these areas, predominantly I would say Texas and Florida, if you're Alabama, guess what? Alabama ain't rich like that. So now these players, these 5 stars and 4 stars and stars, they're not gonna come as much. Clemson might take a hit. Like, now you're gonna go where you can make a little change. Now you're gonna go where you could be in a better, probably in a better city. You get what I'm saying? So now you got to compete. And you got to compete with donors. Like, Lord knows, if that's the case, Oregon might, because Nike going to be on it. You get what I'm saying? North Carolina, Jordan already there. Oh, it's going to get popping. And that's basketball with the North Carolina thing. But Oregon, oh yeah, football, yes, definitely. So now you got that issue. Now the racial implication. I got to add another coach in there. His name is Jay Graham. There's an article about him. He actually coached. He was an assistant coach at Alabama, and he left for mental health reasons. And people forget something. There are a lot of black coaches who resent the fact that the good old boy system is at play when they're black coaches and they actually did it. And usually the good old boys didn't. So, you got to move from city to city, to state. Because I think he said he moved 10 times in 16 years as a coach. And it's like, man, but he saw his quote unquote peers that don't look like him and didn't have his experience move up the ladder fast. And, it was BS, which it is. So guess what happens? That's why you don't see as many black coaches, because guys get tired of that. They get tired of that game. So they move on. But if you go to an HBCU, it's a great experience. So now, if the black coaches are tired of that, what do you think the black players are tired of? They get that in high school. They get it in college. Look, boy, the Django Johnson. I'm sorry, Daryl. We own you, boy. We treat our student athletes pretty darn good down here. Student athletes, you live better now than you ever did. Your parents didn't love you. They didn't take care of you. Student athletes, you're eating 3 times a day. You got good toilet paper. We got good sheets. And all we ask you to do is go out there in the field, sell this sucker out, and make me a millionaire. Because student athletes don't have nothing in life, and you're not going to be nothing. So student athletes need to make me some money with the hopes of going to the NFL. And if a white woman ever on campus lies to us with the old Rosewood Gone with the Wind accent, he touched me in my mind. Student athletes getting the hell up out of Dodge. So why not just go somewhere where you're comfortable with your own people? Because truth be told, they're going to come see the talent. So the reason why conferences are so competitive is because there's an overflow of talent in those conferences. That's all that is. So if that talent goes to a different conference, bada boom, bada bing. If half of the talent from the SEC goes to the ACC, now the ACC is the conference. If they go to the Pac-10, they're the conference. Big Ten, they're there. So SWAC, MEAC, guess what? Talent went, hey, we got to go. So a lot of this stuff is BS because let's just put it like this. College sports doesn't know how to treat black folks well. And it never had to. So now you actually got to treat people properly if they're black athletes. It's a culture shock. And you can't buy peace of mind. So that's the problem. Coaches like Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher, you can't give these black players peace of mind. Y'all don't know what that's about. Again, because student athletes are just there for you to help fulfill your legacy. That's why even when they recruit, you notice they'll bring other players out to make them comfortable at the end of the day. Or if you got a good black coach who has a great reputation, you send him out on the road now. They used to, the white coaches used to do it. They don't do it as much like that. But because student athletes, you got to reel you in. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch you on the next one. Peace.